everyone, and welcome to Valley Living, my little corner of the internet. My name is Megan. I'm a homeschooling mum to 6 children. My kids are in age from baby, toddler, I've got primary schoolers, and then I've got high schoolers as well. Our family of 8 live on a small farm in New South Wales, Australia. We love food gardening, fermenting food, cooking from scratch, raising livestock, all kinds of farmy lifestyle stuff. Join me if that's the kind of thing that interests you. I've been so inspired over the years by the other homemakers on YouTube. So many women working hard for their families every day, sharing hacks with me, keeping me company while I'm doing those daytime jobs everybody knows inside out, right? They can be repetitive, they can be lonely. It's nice to see other mums living the same kind of lifestyle, facing the same kinds of challenges, and just sharing the ways in which they make life work for them and their family. Here you will see me decanting our sauerkraut into smaller jars so that it's easier for us to use and to store in the fridge for daily meals. I am so happy with how this sauerkraut turned out. This is actually the first time that I have successfully fermented sauerkraut. Now, I'm not young, okay? I really should have started this a long time ago. I have looked at the costing of this, and organic sauerkraut, so real live sauerkraut in our area, runs about $15 to $16 for a 400 gram bottle. My family could probably eat that jar in, we could probably eat that in 2 weeks. So I purchased an entire organic cabbage for about $8 to $10, and just using that fermenting method that was recommended to me with the fermenting crock I bought. It netted about 1.6 kilograms of organic alive sauerkraut for around that $10 mark. I mean, I'd have to put in tiny amounts of costings for the sea salt and for the garlic, but the savings is amazing. It's, about a fraction of the price. And here I'm just straining off the chicken stock that I've had cooking on the stove there for about the last 3 hours. I've turned that off a little while ago, let it cool, and now I'm just straining into a glass jar to store into the fridge. Now that you have seen the inside of my fridge, it seems like a great time to tell you that I do real life around here. Nothing is polished, nothing is perfect. I have 6 kids home full time, and 4 of those are under the age of 8 years old. We make mess, we live in our home, we mess up our home, we clean it up. But I have to admit, I'm a pretty relaxed mum. Now here you can see me making chocolate milk. I like to make up a litre of this at a time and store it in the fridge for the children to enjoy. I use about 3 tablespoons of organic cacao to, a bit of maple syrup. I'm going to say 1/4 cup, and then add to taste. And I also add ice cubes in there. Now you can see me secreting away some supplements in there. If I can get away with it and nobody's watching, I will do that. That's just a few drops of a pure magnesium, which is called Mega Mag. And then I'll add in a few dried liver pills. Hey, don't knock it until you've tried it. Now one day this will be made with the raw milk from my very own cows, but at the moment that is still just a dream in the planning. We do have a cow in milk. Her name is Hazel. She's a lovely cow. She's a Jersey cross shorthorn. I'm sure you'll meet her here on my channel. She is in milk. She does have a calf currently with her. However, I don't have the infrastructure yet on the farm to be able to keep her in a stall and keep her calm while I milk her. So this is a work in progress. Now there's the inside of that fridge again. I promise I do clean them occasionally. It's just not at the top of my wish list. Now with a baby, a toddler, and 4 kids of school age that are homeschooled, I am not going to pretend that I do a lot of food gardening, okay? 100% not me. We were lucky enough to move into a property that had a beautifully established vegetable garden and some fruit trees as well. All we've done is come out, take out whatever has ended the season or maybe even left it there, with the whole permaculture principles of letting it seed itself for next season. But when we wanted space to plant something that we're looking forward to that season, we've just, ripped out the old, put in some seedlings that we've purchased locally, and crossed our fingers. It's worked pretty well so far, but I know those beds are going to need some work on the soil over the winter. So now, in my not particularly graceful personal fashion, I am planning for dinner, working on dinner here. I've got a kilo or 2 of potatoes that I have scrubbed. I have got them in a baking tray and just putting some olive oil, some salt, and some dried herbs on those. I'm going to get those into a moderate oven just so I know there is a vegetable side for dinner. Yes, potatoes are a vegetable, definitely in this family. And I know I can go be with my babies, do something else for 40 minutes, an hour, and then come back and worry about the rest of dinner later. Now, when you've got 8 people to feed every meal, every day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, it just gets easier at a certain point to plan ahead. I don't always manage to plan what we're going to have for dinner. I don't always have an idea of when I'm going to start cooking, what I'm going to cook, what I'm going to serve, but I do always have meat in the fridge that everybody eats. I try to have plenty of fruit that we can eat raw and easily, and I always have vegetables. There's always something I can put in the oven. Takes 15-20 minutes work. Most of the family will eat it, and the people who don't can have something like some sourdough toast, some homemade granola, some yogurt, or some fruit. Every time I say granola, my husband makes fun of me. Now, I feel like I've got the at the end of the word right. Okay, so that makes it Aussie. Granola. Is granola an American invention? I don't know. I'm going to have to Google this. So now I'm just finally slicing up the chives that we harvested from the garden. They will be delicious on top of our roast potatoes with just a bit of butter, yes, butter, then chives, and a blob of sour cream for those who enjoy it. That would be me. So now it's time to fry up the steak to go with our potatoes for dinner. I keep it really simple, just salt, pepper, and I find if it's a good steak, that's more than enough. I am frying this up in butter here. I don't know, I've been on a butter kick lately, so I do pretty much everything in butter. And yes, it is better. So this is about 800 grams of grass-fed rump steak, and that easily feeds my whole family. As long as we have some kind of carbohydrate on the side, which we've got potato tonight, and then we have some kind of vegetable as well, which is our sauerkraut, and then we usually serve a fruit for after, and that absolutely is enough for everyone. So thanks so much for joining me today, my first YouTube video. My plans for the channel, well, more of the same. I will be sharing homemaking. From a large family Australian perspective, I might share some grocery hauls. I will share some meal prep, meal planning, old skills, old-timey stuff, slow living, all that good stuff. If that's the kind of thing that interests you, please feel free to like, comment, or subscribe to my channel.